Dude. Unreal. Uh, the Chase Bliss Lost and Found is just such a fun pedal to explore. That's a cool chord sequence. It's just 1 to 4, but the voicings you're using are really different. So it's like C major second, C major 7 in second inversion. So it's 5 1 3 7, and then I'm just playing like a G9, 1 5 9, and maybe you'll put like the B on top. But because it's separated by an octave, that sharp 4 sounds really good, right? There's an interesting thing you can experiment with. If you take a sharp 11, sharp 9, whatever, and put it up an octave, it'll sound really good. So say you take your, people do that. But what if you put the A same place, but what if you go, sounds a bit out. So you got to figure out things like that, That's a nice voicing. I like this voicing. I like this guitar, I like the temp, I like everything. I wanted to talk today. I wanted to share a fun story, and then I want to share my favorite warm-up exercise. So, last night I played at Lainey Wilson's. It's not considered the most luxurious or the greatest gig, but the little band we have, Nathan Wilson singing, Nate Johnson on bass, Cam Taylor on drums, me on guitar, is just like, it's just the thing. Like, we've just figured it out. Like, we've just found a great group of guys who vibe. We're all into fishing. We're all into hanging. We went to Waffle House after the show. The girl who works at my local Waffle House, Shay, also works downtown. She was telling us about, like, Jimmy John's had, like, his birthday party at some club, and Elton John showed up and played piano, and she was sitting there like, what the fuck? And I don't know. It's a crazy, like, when you talk to people, like, you get to experience the craziest stories. But man, okay, so this guy comes up and he's like, man, I got a 20. I know it's not much. And I was like, no, it's more than enough. What's up, Because every venue's $20 request, but the TC circuit's kind of like more relaxed. You can decide. He goes, man, I just love guitar players. Can I just hear you go crazy? And I was like, yeah, sure. So we ended up doing Save Me by Jelly Roll because, is everything off there? Yeah. 1, 3 minor. I'm a bit out of tune, but don't mind. 6 minor, 4. Emotional chord progression, right? And what you're able to do is just wail at the end. It's got that. You go off it. But we did it. We play the song, and then we go back down, and then we build up into this big solo, right? And well, man, the guy comes up after, and he's like, "Hey, thank you so much," and he's crying. And I was like, "Dude, what's going on?" And he's like, "Oh, just like," he's like, I always pay guitar players to play a solo, but that's the one that moved me the most. And I had this like long 5-6 minute solo. We really built it, and I went for everything from like playing single note, double stop, slides, like just like Wes Montgomery stuff, building into chords, into just going crazy. And the band followed. Like we didn't follow, we did it together. And that experience reminded me why I do music. Having someone come up and say like, "Man, your music moved me to the point of being overwhelmed with emotion." I mean, that's what, for me, it's all about. Being able to say like, "Hey, I made this dude's entire week with something like that," is just, what a special experience to be able to have as a musician and as a human being, in that something you have created has touched someone in such a personal way that it's caused them to be affected in a positive way. He was just so overwhelmed. He was like, "Man, I'm crying. It's so beautiful." And I'm really thankful for that experience. It's one of those reminders of like, man, this is why I do it. All the rubbish, all the blah, 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 all of it was worth it for that one moment. So, man, I don't know if you follow or not, but if you see this, like, thank you. You made my entire week, man. That's so special to be able to share everything you've worked for and have someone receive it in the most kind of bountiful way you can emotionally. But I digress. It's a short video today because I'm working on a kind of longer video where I'm going to be showcasing some players around Nashville who I think deserve more attention than I do. But perhaps they're too busy practicing to have the YouTube or whatever. So I'll share my favorite exercise. I got this from a college professor when I was in college who no one liked and still doesn't. They're a great jazz player, but they're not a great person, which is funny. But they said you should open up with chords instead of scales and stuff. And I always thought that was really interesting. So I've been working for a few months practicing, you know. Perhaps today I'll warm up with just basic, like, kind of... Now I notice my shoulder tensed up, so I need to relax my shoulder. I'm also sore from the gym. But I noticed that would never get me much of anywhere in terms of flexibility. Just kind of get the fingers cooking a bit, right? Whatever. But then I thought, well, what if I open with chords? We'll try that. And the reason you do that is you don't just want to use... is using complex chords. Then moving into single note stuff. So look, here's something to try. Look up all the inversions of a C major 7 chord and just practice those up and down. Sorry. But I can already feel my fingers warming up a little more because you've really got to put in effort to move around those chords. So look, it's a simple warm-up exercise, but even if you took triads, I think the thing is you've just got to make sure you're not doing the same pattern over again. You've got to make sure you're actually moving around. So the way I would do it is if I was doing triads, is say I'm in the key of G. Sorry. And I would go diatonically up and down the scale, practicing all inversions, you know? Because it forces you to change the positioning of your hands and how you're thinking about things. And then I would do it in a completely random key. And this is funny, I was talking about this with a student. If you go from G to A flat, it'll trick your brain up a bit. Maybe play through a standard or something as well. Maybe like Donnelly, you can play through the first 4. So yeah, there's a cool warm-up exercise and a cool story. Maybe I'll talk more about the Fender stuff. Man, some guys riled up about that. It's awesome. At the end of the day, we've just got to see what happens. I have no sway in it. I have no sway in anything. I'm just thankful to play music. I'm thankful to help someone feel emotions and express themselves and be able to express myself while doing so. No one commented on the lapel mic, so perhaps it's a good thing I've moved towards that. And if anyone has mic recommendations or camera recommendations even, maybe it's time I start looking into that kind of thing next, right? So yeah, it's a sad day. I'm going to go gig tonight. I'm at Casa Rosa 610 and Friends in Low Places 10 to close. And the number who texted me for the 10 to close, I'm sorry, I don't know who you are and I don't know who the band is and I can't wait. I'm going to rock up and just see what happens. I think I'm going to use the Axe Effects tonight just to go back to it for one gig and just see how it treats me. But it is so nice carrying around a tiny pedal board, I'll tell you what. Anyway, I'm going to go do the thing I wish everyone the best, and I'm thankful for all of you. And yeah. All right. Everyone have a great Saturday. Thanks again, everyone who subscribes, likes, follows, blah, blah, blah. I can't thank you guys enough. Without you, this would be nothing. I wouldn't keep doing this. Whether it's 2,000 views or 200, I'm appreciative of everything and everyone. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I'm going to keep going. So, cheers.